Okay, so here we go, lining up for the start right now. Let's see if we can spot them coming through. Got one of the Phantom boys, looks like Thomas Goyard, Neil Prides, maybe Luke Vanopzeeland in the mix there, coming down the line. Maybe they're thinking it's a bit port bias. There's a few more people heading down. We'll keep behind the line though, boys. This is obviously a Mercedes-Benz Windsurfing World Cup here in Sylt. Different tactics. And a few boys, it must be pretty flat line actually. Looks very good at the moment. We've got someone on that Severn. Could be Iachino coming down that bottom end, just trying to cut up. A few people. Oh, there's someone in the middle right on. That could be... Okay, there we go, pumping their way through. Down the bottom end, actually not a good start on that Severn, but Thomas Goyard on the Phantom looking very good. He hasn't stopped pumping all the way off the line so far. I have a feeling it's Pierre Mortefon up that other end on the duotone, also looking good. Rutkowski maybe poking his way out in the middle on the Challenger, I think it is. So that is looking pretty solid from the Polish rider, and if that last start was anything to go by, to get back to 10th place, he must be going pretty quick. So keep your eye on the Polish rider as Thomas Goyard is still pumping through. I have, looking at the line, I would say he's not going to be leading going round the first mark, as they're getting a little bit headed coming this way, and the guys on that inside line are getting hooked all the way up. So I'd say the advantage is Rutkowski, maybe Pierre Mortefon, and there he goes, Tax, and he's going to have to go underneath everyone else. Nicholas Goyard, maybe Kördel, all tacking, and there he is. Maciek, really good tack there, and he's going to cross just behind, I guess it's Pierre Mortefon. Although here comes Thomas Goyard, he's actually looking pretty good as he has tack now, and he's making good ground upwind. I take it all back. Thomas Goyard is going to be well in the mix here. He might even go round in first place if he can carry on that pumping. Looking very good indeed as we come through. There we go. I think that might be Steve Allen looking all right on the Severn and Patrick board. We've got Kördel in there on the Gastra. Thomas Goyard obviously this side. We got Pierre Mortefon down that other end. I think that's Nicholas Goyard on the other Gastra. Bontemps will probably be in the mix, no doubt about it. But it looks like Steve Allen could be the man to go round in first place. Thomas Goyard though pumping up. Let's get that windward marking shot, boys, just so we can see where it is. There it is. That's the windward mark. Thomas Goyard just hasn't stopped, has he? Oh, no, there we go. That's the mark, the windward mark. So it's going to be Steve Allen, Thomas Goyard coming through. As I think that's Kördel that's already tacked. Thomas Goyard is going to be first round, and that's ominous signs for this race so far. Thomas Goyard will be leading the way. He's going to be hard to overtake. So Goyard round in first. Steve Allen second. Is that Bontemps in third? Then we've got Kördel, Nicholas Goyard, I think Iachino. So all to play for there. We wouldn't be taking any bets against Thomas Goyard winning this one. He was in fine form at every event. He won the second event over in Costa Brava, didn't it? Yeah, Costa Brava. And he probably would have won the one in Japan as well if it wasn't for a PMS on one of the races. And I think something else happened as well. But he was, in terms of race wins over there, he was looking in fine form. And for him to be crowned as foil world champion wouldn't be a shock. I mean, crazy though, considering we've had two events and one of them he finished 10th in. And he's really now in the game for that world title. A win here in Sylt would probably give him that title. That would put him 2 wins on the board. So I think he would finish level if, say, someone like Alexander Kuzan or Mortefon finished in second place. They would finish on level points, but Goyard would actually take it due to the number of first places he's had this year, which would be 2. And he's only extended that lead at the front of the fleet now. Looking in really good form, Thomas Goyard. He's mixing it around a bit, doing a bit of RSX, obviously Olympic sailing, trying to qualify for the Olympics, as well as keeping on with the foil. There we go. Thomas Goyard round the bottom mark in first place. Looks like Julian Bontemps, I think, in second place. Then we've got the Gastra. Oh, I think we've lost Iachino. Or is it Steve Allen on the Severn? Could have been Steve Allen, went down. We've just seen Alexander Kuzan just go through. A few more of the prides coming through now, but it's the RSX boys up in the front. Nicholas Goyard, I think, moves up into third place. Thomas Goyard, though, looking very, very solid. Thomas Goyard looking very comfortable at the front of the fleet. Here we go, tacking off. Got a few of the Severn boys already tacked off. Maybe Matteo Iachino in the mix.
Still live on 5 at the moment.
Thomas Goyard, I mean, he's pretty much home and dry already. We've got probably 2.5 laps it is. If you saw the first race, it's exactly the same course. Oh, there we go. We have heard. Our radio is not making any noise, so I don't know if we're too far away. So we had a problem with the radio. We're trying to work out exactly what's going on. Apologies, but there has been some PMSs. It's what we just hear in vague noises over the radio. But Thomas Goyard leading this one. Kördel, Nicholas Goyard looks like he might have just pulled up into second place. Bontemps drop into third. And then we've got the other Gastra rider, but it does look like a one-horse race at the moment at the front as Thomas Goyard is extending his lead, just crossing in front of maybe Pierre Mortefon there as they come through. And I think his brother, Nicholas Goyard, though, has made good ground. Bontemps also going round the other side. I will tell you, there are communication problems because obviously we're in the box here. Germany 7 just coming around mark number 1, so there's obviously a few German updates coming through. There we go, Thomas Goyard, Nicholas Goyard trying to catch up. Nicholas Goyard knows if he can win this event here in Sylt, he will take the world title. But his brother is doing his best to upset him right now because Thomas Goyard is sitting at the top of the tree after 2 races. This is the 3rd race, and it looks like Thomas Goyard will still be leading. He's had a 3rd and a 1st in the first 2, and at the moment looking like a 1st in this 3rd one. Nicholas Goyard has had a 1st and a 4th, and he's looking like he's got 2nd place, but he's got a battle on his hands with Julian Bontemps. Bontemps 2 5th places, in the first 2 eliminations, but no doubt we are going to be racking in the foil races the next 3 days, and this world title is going to come right down to the wire. But no doubt about it, the Goyard brothers will be involved in that world title race as Thomas Goyard goes round the bottom mark in first to extend his lead at the top of the tree after 3 eliminations. Then we've got Nicholas Goyard, seems to be going really well. So the Goyard brothers in, well, looks like, yeah, so Kuzan back in the game now. And then it's Kördel. Bontemps in third. It looks like the Severn of Matteo Iachino. As we've got the Neil Pride. I think that could be Huppert coming through.
Yeah, so they just come down, and then they've got to go around those 2 buoys and then across the finish line.
Okay, Thomas Goyard, Nicholas Goyard. He's actually making good ground, Nicholas Goyard. It could depend on a few shifts or a few gusts because Thomas Goyard is not taking any chances. He's already pumping, but Nicholas Goyard just seems to be cruising right now. Maybe he's feeling a bit of pressure, his brother, as Nicholas Goyard is closed in. But obviously, Thomas Goyard at the moment has got quite a clear bit of water ahead of him. I can't see Thomas losing this. It's going to be a very good start to Sylt 2019. They've had to wait a long time, all week, to get in with the foil racing. And this is why foil racing has been chosen here in Sylt, because obviously when it goes offshore and it's pretty light, you wouldn't be doing slalom out there right now. But it is perfect for the foil racing discipline. They can mix it up and can do slalom with the foils, and we might see that this afternoon. But at the moment, it's all about the course racing, and the Goyard brothers are owning it at the top of the fleet. And it looks like they're going to be 1 and 2 after 3 eliminations. In which order will depend on where they finish in this race. If they finish like they are now, with only, well, not long to go in this race, it's going to be Thomas Goyard that will be leading, Nicholas Goyard second place, and I would say Alexander Kuzan will take the 3rd spot. But we still got a little bit of a way to go. As he rounds the windward mark coming up on the left-hand side of your picture for the last time, and then there'll be a short little reach to the finish, and Nicholas Goyard will cement that pole position. Nailed that ley line, hasn't he? Pretty much on it. So Thomas Goyard, barring a disaster on this last reach, will take the victory. His brother Nicholas Goyard, good comeback from him to overtake Bontemps and a few others. It will be close to that mark, because Bontemps right on him. Let's keep on that battle for 2nd and 3rd. Could be, no, he's got away with it, because we saw Romano Vrieswijk get caught on the buoy in the first one. Looks like Kördel doing pretty solid in 4th place. Alexander Kuzan, after a very good start with 2 second places, he's dropped back a bit in this into about 5th place. But here he is. It's the man of the moment in the foiling. He won the last event in Costa Brava, and it looks he's on his way to do that here in Sylt. But it's early days, 3rd elimination. But Thomas Goyard, oh, as he did make it over the line, but that's a full catapult to finish things. Don't worry, he has crossed the line. So Thomas Goyard, obviously a bit hot there, decides to dump it in. 2nd place will be Nicholas Goyard. 3rd place looks like Bontemps. So 2 RSX racers. 1 ex-medalist from the Olympics. Obviously Bontemps, silver medalist. A long time ago, 2008. That's Kördel. Solid. Then we've got Alexander Kuzan. Looks like Matteo Iachino. And then maybe Mortefon or Huppert coming through now. And then we've got Luke Vanopzeeland. Said he's not quite comfortable at the moment. He's been racking in some top 10s, but nothing crazy at the moment. That looks like Mateusz Isaac, Steve Allen, A few others going through. So there we go. That is it. That is the third elimination for the foiling discipline. We're going to have a break now for